Okay, one, two, three.
So, greetings. So, we are here to present to you our system named Aurum Bank, presented by me, Mr. Kyle Sanchez, and Mr. Jayrald Palmaria. So, here we can see the login page, which is the user will need to input the email and the security pin for security purposes. And when the user click the login, then you will go to the landing page. But here's the thing, when the user doesn't have an existing account, the user will need to go to sign up. So for the new user, the new user will need to fill up the all of the full name, card number, security pin, email, and contact number. So when the user is correctly inputted all the needed information in the sign up, then the user will need to click the sign up, and the user will create the account, and you will see the landing page that will be explained by Mr. Kyle Sanchez.
Hello ma'am, good day. I'm Kyle Sanchez. So, for the homepage, the user will see most of the features of the app. This is where the user can send money, request for a loan, buy load, pay bills, and do a bank transfer. So, if the user wants to um, send money to another person, the user can just click send, then fill out the receiver details form. So the user just needs to fill out the form. So for example, the user forgets to input the email of the receiver and accidentally click the confirm. A message will pop up at the bottom part of the empty text box just to notify the user that this text box needs to be filled out. So email, uh, so once all the details has been have been filled out, the user can just click confirm. Then another the user will be redirected to the another page, which will display the summary of the receiver's details that the user has previously entered, which which consists of the name, contact number, address, and the account number. In this page, the user can also input the amount of money that he or she wants to send. So, for example, the user wants to send 10,000 pesos. So, the user can type, and here's the message for an optional message for the user. If it's a gift for the receiver, the user can add a message. Then, as you can see here, it's a confirmation will pop up if the user press send. Then, if the user is not confident to send and wants to add money, so the user can just uh, hit cancel and change the amount. Then click send. Then, if the user sees this, it means that the transaction is successful. Then here again at the home page, if the user wants to request for a loan, the user just needs to fill out this form, the amount that the user wants to borrow, name, contact number, then email. Then once the user completely fills out the form, uh, a summary of the details that the user has previously entered will display. And here, the user must submit at least two valid cards. So for example, here and here, then once the user successfully submits two valid cards, the user can just click request. Then a message will pop up that the loan is request is on queue, and the user will receive an confirmation for after 2 days. Then once they confirm, then it means that the transaction is successful. So if the user wants to buy a load, the user can just click the load button. Then the user will be redirected to another page, which is for the buy load. Then the user can select the network provider like AT&T, Globe, Smart, then the amount of load, then the receiver's number. Then here the user can also add a message to the receiver. For example, if the load is a gift to the receiver, the user can add a message. Then once the user is satisfied with all the details, the user can just click confirm, and a receipt will be displayed, which consists of the details that the user has previously entered. Here, the user can check the details just for confirmation. So if the user is satisfied, a confirmation will pops up. Then the user can just click send. Then when the user sees this, expect that the transaction is successful. So if the user wants to pay bills, the user just can click the pay bills button. Then the user will be redirected to the another page, which will show the list of services that the user uh, can pay. For example, the user wants to pay PLDT. The once the user clicks the one of the services, the user will be redirected to the payment form page, which the user needs to fills out. For example, amount, then the reference number, then the account number, then the email. Then, for example, the user just wants to enter the contact number. The user can just uh, select between the email or the contact number. So as you can see here, I just input the contact number. Then uh, it accepts as you can see here, it's empty because uh, the details that the user has previously entered does not have an email. So it this page shows the summary of the details that the user has previously entered. So once the user is satisfied, the user can just click pay. Then it means the transaction is successful. So if the user wants to do a bank transfer, so the user can just click the bank transfer button and will be automatically redirected to another page, which is the transfer form page, where the user can select the bank where do you want to do the transfer. So the amount that the user wants to transfer, the name, the account number, and contact number. Then as you can see, if the user forgets one of the text boxes, an error message will show up at the bottom of the empty text box just to notify the user. So if the user is satisfied, they, they can just always press confirm. Then the transfer summary will be displayed. So it's just the summary of the details that the user has previously entered. And if the user is satisfied, user can just always click confirm. And if, for example, the user just want to just triple double check the details, the user can just click the cancel at the upper right part of the confirmation message. Then once the user is really satisfied, the user can just click send. Then it means the transaction is successful. So at the credit part, Mr. Palmaya will be the one who will discuss it.
Thank you, Kyle. So, as you can see in the credit page, you can see the user current credit is displayed. First, when the user wants to pay his credit, the user will just press the pay button and will choose of what mode will the user pay. If the user will pay through card, the system will automatically show a summary of information of the user, the balance, the total credit, and the total balance. If the user press the pay button, the pop-up notification will show that the transaction is successful. And and if we go back to the page, uh, the user choose the to pay through load, the user will fill up the form. A user will enter the amount, the name, the user account number, the contact number, and the user email. Once the confirm button pressed, mm, the credit summary will display the details of the transaction. And once the pay button is pressed, the notification will pop up that the transaction is successful. And if we go back to credit page, mm, you will see at the bottom that the details of the recent credit history of user is shown. Once the details press, you can see the details of a transaction. And just press OK to cancel it. Next is the QR code feature. And the QR code use if the user wants a past transaction. The user will show the QR to other user for them to scan the QR code. If the user wants to scan a different QR code, the user will press a scan QR button. The system will use the camera to scan the QR code of the another user. And once the QR scanning is done, the user will enter the amount and a message and a message. It is optional. And at the bottom, the receiver details is displayed. At the bottom of the user, you can see the button is being pressed. A confirmation will pop out that the user can cancel or send it. If the send button is pressed, a notification that the transaction is successful and display. And next is
So, in the transaction history, we can see the previous history transaction of the user. For example, the pay bills and buy a load and send money. So for example, when the user clicks the details of the pay bills, so you can see the transaction, the type of transaction which is bill payment, the date, time, amount, and reference number. So same as the receive, when the user receives money, he or she can see the recent history that he or she receives from the other user. So for example, from Notch, if you click the details, you can see the the transaction details from Notch, the account number, date, time, and obviously the amount. And then we can continue to profile. So the profile is you can see the name, the account number, and the gold card member. So the gold card member is a virtual card that uh, Aurum Bank is uh, uh, so basically the gold card member card is a virtual card of the Aurum Bank. So at the bottom, you can see the email of the user, address, and the contact number. So if you have any concern to our system, you can report and select a problem. If you have any specific and unusual error, you can type it in the description. And if you want some proof, and evidence that you're experiencing some errors or bug of the system, then you can add some files or screenshot and submit it and click it the report button. So the report will continue to Mr. Kyle Sanchez to explain the design of the system.
So hello again. As you can see here, the design, the color that we choose is a bit light or the background and the dark highlights. So it is for the so that all types of users can enjoy the app, or sense with users with sensitive eyes can use the app. Uh, Users with don't like so light designs can use the app. So we just want uh, that the users will have an positive and enjoyable experience when using our app. So the so if the users don't have a uh, mobile access, the user can 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 use our website, which is the Aurum website. So this is the Aurum website, which is just like the mobile version of which is like the Aurum app. So we did this kind of design just for the users don't have the confusion when shifting to another platform. So as you can see here, just like the app, the homepage, the user can see the send, the loan, the load, the pay bills, the bank transfer feature of the website. And as you can see here, the user can also see the credit balance, the credit history, then the activity. Uh, but there's a bit of a twist in the Aurum website, because here, when the user wants to scan another QR, the user needs to choose a file to scan. For example, this is the user scans, then the user will have the details. Oh shit, wala lang.